What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the XGIMI MoGo 2 Pro Portable Smart Projector. Taking a look at the specs, this has a 1080p resolution with 400 ISO lumens, built-in Android 11, XGIMI's ISA 2.0 technology for quick and easy setups, built-in speakers with 16 watts of power, and is very portable at only 2.42 pounds. Taking a look inside the box, you have the user manual, your remote control, your AC power adapter, which is a USB-C, your batteries for the remote, and then last but not least, you have the actual projector itself. Taking a look at the projector itself, this is definitely a nice and sleek design. I love the vertical form factor, as this gives it a much smaller footprint compared to most other projectors that are that longer flat box. Overall, this feels very, very well made. If you told me Apple or Google made this, I would believe you. Everything on this feels very refined, very well done. This is just a very good looking projector. Regarding the size, this is also much smaller than I expected it to be as well. I saw the pictures online and I expected it to be a little bit bigger. Because right now I have a few portable projectors, but they have batteries inside, so they're just larger units. And this is just much smaller than I thought it was going to be. Right here I have a Samsung S9 phone. It's a smaller phone, nothing like the Note series or anything like that. And you can see just how small this actually is. Nice and compact size, so I definitely like that. If this performs as good as I hope it's going to be, this is definitely going to become my go-to portable projector simply because of how small and convenient this really is. So taking a look at the front, you have your projector lens right here, and right next to that you have your sensors for their ISA 2.0 technology. This makes setup extremely easy by automating the focus, keystone, and alignment. It also does a few more things as well, but we'll go over that later once we set up the projector. And then right here in the middle and wraps around all the sides as well, you have this mesh grill here, which is for air ventilation. And then you also have two speakers at the sides. Right down here, you have another sensor, which is for the auto keystone. And then coming to the back, you have another vent right here. Taking a look at your ports, you have your power port, USB, HDMI, and auxiliary or headphone port. I really like that this has a USB-C port because this means beside the included AC adapter, you can also power it from a power bank or portable power station as well to make it even more portable. Last but not least, right here at the bottom, you have a passive radiator. Nice little touch here as well. They could have just stuck the passive radiator on the back and have it sticking out, but instead they put this nice little clear plastic window here, and then you can see the passive radiator move in there while you're playing music or a movie as well. So definitely a nice little touch that overall ties into the premium look and feel of this. Beside the projector, I also have this accessory here, which is the XGIMI multi-angle stand. Highly recommend this stand if you're going to use the projector in a portable setting. If you're going to mount it somewhere, then you might not need this. But for me, I'm moving this projector around, placing it on different surfaces, and this is really going to help out. This whole entire thing is made of a all metal aluminum construction, so very heavy duty feeling. It has this little adjustment arm here, which also has a good amount of tension as well. So you put it somewhere, you can smack this around, move it around. It's not going to go anywhere. Grabs on nice and tight. So basically the projector goes on like this. At the bottom of the projector, you have this little hole here where you can put this on a tripod or stand as well. But that ties into that right there. You just tighten that up and it mounts on just like that. So now you can adjust the projector and get into the right angle. This can be used many different ways. So if you're trying to line it up to the wall and it's a little bit crooked, you can angle it slightly to get it at the right angle. Or if you want, you could also angle it up like this, project it on top of a wall somewhere, or completely like this, so you can project it onto the ceiling and watch while you're in bed or whatever it may be. So definitely a very cool accessory to have that really adds a lot more features and abilities to the projector. All right, so I went ahead and got the projector set up. Definitely a very easy setup. As I said earlier, this has a lot of automatic features. When you turn on the projector for the first time, it'll walk you through all of this, but basically we can come in here and mess with it as well. So you have auto keystone correction. So you could place this projector far off to the side and be crooked, and it's still going to find a way to straighten out your image and give you a nice and square image. With that being said, you don't want to rely too much on the auto keystone. So I would say try to get it squared off as much as you can as possible, and then let the projector do its thing, because when it does the auto keystone, yes, it gives you a square image, but it also manipulates the image. So you end up with artifacts in the pictures. The edges are going to look kind of like jagged. So when you first turn it on, this is what you'll see here. That's the original image. It looks like it's straight, but it's actually a little crooked. And then it goes ahead and does this thing and makes it flat and squared on the wall. And if you wanted to mess with it, change it up to your liking, you can also change that as well, or just do it completely manually. This does have digital zoom. In some situations, you might not be able to move the projector back further. This is where this comes in handy. Put it where you want to put it. The picture will be too big. Then you can go ahead and zoom it out and shrink it down to the size that you actually need. Then you have image displacement. Basically, you can move the image around as well to center it this way. So you don't have to center the actual projector. You can also move it digitally within the settings as well. As I said earlier, this projector runs on Android TV. This is just like the same thing you see like on a Shield TV or something like that. Very nice interface. I'm very used to this. I have a Shield TV, which I use a lot. Very easy to navigate. You have your Play Store, all your different apps on here. So pretty much anything you want to watch, you could download it and see it here directly on the projector. It has autofocus as well, but beside coming into the settings, you also have a button on the remote, and you can just tap that, and that'll bring up this focus screen here, and that'll automatically focus your image for you, so you don't have to mess with the dial like you have to do in a lot of projectors. But beside those, it also has auto eye protection. So basically, if you walk by the projector, it'll detect it and automatically dim it for you, so you don't get blinded by the light. And then besides that, there's also auto obstacle avoidance. So if you have something in the way in the picture, it'll automatically detect it and resize it down so that it's not projecting on the object that's blocking your screen area. Yeah, definitely a nice and sharp image. So as you can see, you have all the apps here. I don't feel like signing in again right now and going through that whole entire process. I will be doing that later on, but right now I'm just gonna go ahead and pop in my Fire Stick, since that already has all my accounts already loaded up. And to switch over to the Fire Stick, I had that plugged into HDMI ports. Come up here to inputs, click on that, and then you see right there I have my Fire Stick. Another thing I really like about this projector is it also supports 3D movies as well. Not many projectors support that these days. They're all dumping it because they think it's absolute tech and nobody uses it anymore. But personally, I'm a big fan. I use it a lot, so it's nice to have this on this projector as well. And then this projector also has HDR10 support. If your projector doesn't support HDR and you pop on an HDR movie, you'll notice that the colors are very washed out. It looks very faded. Not a good look, but this does process HDR, so you won't have that problem. Taking a look at the picture quality, I am definitely happy with the picture this puts out. I own a few other projectors that are rated at 400 lumens as well, but this one definitely looks a whole lot brighter. This does have 90% of the DCI P3 color gamut, which gives you a wider range of colors to give you a more vivid image. This, along with the brightness that is more than good enough in my opinion, gives you an image that really has a good amount of saturation and pop to it. Turning on the lights, the image does get washed out and loses a lot of contrast, but overall it's still very usable. With any projector, usually best sticking to a darker environment to get the best picture possible. As far as sound goes, I am definitely happy with the sound this puts out as well. You have a few different equalizers built in, but overall it sounds pretty good given the small size of this projector. If I had to compare it to a JBL speaker, I'd say it sounds similar to a JBL Charge in both volume and bass output. This does have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and an auxiliary port, so if you want a louder sound, you could always connect a wired or wireless speaker as well. Overall, this is definitely one of the best portable projectors out there. Not only does it feel very well made, but it also puts out a better and brighter picture than a lot of its competitors as well. So if you happen to be shopping for a portable projector, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the XGIMI MoGo 2 Pro. Alright, well that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.